So hello everyone. With my goal in 2020 to help teens identify flexible mom-first career options to plan for their post-high school education and future, I of course have been researching YouTube, online resources, successful moms, everything like crazy to try and provide a fantastic resource for all of you girls out there. My number one goal is to help you find success and happiness. And as I've been nourishing myself personally, I have been extremely inspired by the personal development children and youth guidebook put out by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I'll put a link in the description below if you're interested in checking that out. And the 4 steps that I'm going to talk about today are heavily influenced by this resource, but not only this resource, but many other successful entrepreneurs I came across through my research. And those 4 areas are spiritual, social, intellectual, and physical. So what I love about spiritual self-improvement is that there are literally so many ways to grow spiritually. Some people do this through meditation, gratitude journals, there's prayer, there's scripture reading, there's motivational speakers, there's podcasts, and I love all of these things. But my number one favorite spiritual self-improvement practice is prayer. And when I pray, I always spend some time to just really reflect on all those things that I'm grateful for. And that always makes me feel so great. And I think even if you're really into a gratitude journal, filling out that gratitude journal prior to that evening prayer every single day will just make it so much more wonderful and powerful. And I recently ran across one of Dave Ramsey's podcasts, and a young man, he was in college, and he was just so confused because he thought he knew what he needed to do, but it wasn't feeling right. He was almost all the way through with his degree. He kind of wanted to start over and backtrack and go a different route. And he was like, Dave, what do I do? And I love Dave's response. It was perfect. And he just says, you know what? You need to get a pad of paper, and you need to go somewhere for the weekend that's secluded, somewhere cheap, and you need to just pray, and you need to just jot down your feelings, and you need to figure it out. And I agree 100%. No expert, no professional is going to have the answer to your question except God. And that's why I recommend prayer as your lifeline every decision you make every single day. So the second one I wanted to discuss is social self-improvement. And we're going to define social as basically serving others and reaching out into the community. So the simple act of giving leads to legit long-term happiness. It gives you purpose in life. Short-term happiness comes from material items. It's very short-lived. Like buying a brand new outfit is so fun. It's so fun to go shopping. It's so fun to do it. But literally when you get home or the day after you've worn that brand new item, that gratification for the most part is gone and it wears off. And then you're just back to the same state that you were prior to that. But if you're truly engaged in positive outlets and that provide you purpose in life, that happiness and that joy that you feel is everlasting. And so I have a little blog, momfirstcareers.com, and I'm not super techie, guys, so I'm putting all this together the best that I can, but I have a list of things that I consider as great examples of social self-improvement, and those are just intentional daily acts of kindness. And I know that my girls at the local high school, they always have a kindness week. And one of them is in a leadership class. And so they literally put this huge board together with all these sticky notes that already said kind things. And people could just come up and pick one and then hand them out throughout the day. and this board literally vanished. All of these sticky notes were handed out so quickly, and so they kept putting them up. And I was like, yes, this is exactly what you guys need to do. You got to do this on a daily basis, not even if it's just kindness week, but all the time, because this social self-improvement through serving others just provides you with so much happiness. So just being aware of the needs of those around you, learning to be a good listener, just serving in the community, finding ways to care for those in need, learning to apologize, learning to forgive, avoiding gossip, all of those things will fulfill your life and make you so happy and so joyful. So intellectual self-improvement, that's number 3. And I ran across this brain and memory expert. His name is Jim Quick. And he's helped celebrities, influential people like Presidents of the United States, a lot of really amazing people. He's helped them expand their memory, expand what they're able to do and what they're able to learn. And he teaches 2 things that highly successful people have in common. And the first is gratitude, which we've talked about. And the second is that they are lifelong learners. And I've talked about this in some of my other videos. I mean, lifelong learners is such a huge deal for any successful person, and for you as a future successful person. You just have to continually nourish yourself. So he, on his website, and I'll put the link in the description below too, he offers 20 tips to becoming a lifelong learner. And I'm just going to touch on a couple because you'll see that below in the description. But it's like, learn something new, download podcasts and books and listen to them whenever you drive your car. Turn your car into a university on wheels. Stop telling yourself you have poor memory. Tell yourself positive things. And enjoy board games and playing and musical instruments and dancing. All of those leisure activities help keep you thinking and help stretch and help your brain develop better. So, and getting enough rest, meditation, all of those things. So I think a lot of these things go hand in hand. But just to recap where we are so far, the first area of self-improvement is spiritual self-improvement. The second area of self-improvement is social self-improvement. The third area of social improvement is intellectual self-improvement. And then we, of course, have physical self-improvement. Sorry, took me a minute there. I had lost my place. Okay, so physical self-improvement. So continuously working on goals to nourish your physical health is so important to help you become happy and to help you to be successful. And so that includes nutrition, that includes physical activity, that includes your stress levels, that includes environmental exposures, whether it be having like secondhand smoke as an environmental exposure, or whatever is in the environment that you can breathe in or inhale that will affect your internal health. So some examples of physical goals that you can have to help you develop this physical aspect in your life is just to learn a new physical activity, or maybe start a consistent workout plan, finding healthy ways to manage stress and emotion. I think that's huge for a lot of us, and that's something that this process has kind of helped me personally, because that was a huge roadblock for me. Learn how to grow your own food, build self-reliance skills. Self-reliance is so huge, especially when you don't know what the future brings. Learn how to cook healthy recipes, follow a healthy eating plan, become an expert in natural remedies, focus on preventative health practices, supplements, things like that. I think the bottom line is that if your physical health is in jeopardy, so is your productivity. And the the ability to help yourself and to help others. And our number one goal is to reach out and to help others and change the world and be a good influence on those around us. And all of those things will make you an absolutely very happy and healthy individual. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you, the description below will be a little bit more flawless than my presentation here today. Sorry about that, guys. But again, if you want to know more about what all those career options are, I hope you'll subscribe and follow me as I try to provide those resources for you as quickly as possible and help you succeed and have those things that I didn't have when I was your age. So thanks so much for listening, guys. We'll see you in the next video.